Welcome everyone to episode 2 of the Quarantine Marketing Show, and coming to you live from my home, and Matt from Twin Pines Mall from Back
I'm
to
here
the
at Twin
Future.
Pines Mall. Yeah, it's a quiet spot for me. I'm nicely social distance. Couple guys back here. We're asking for a plutonium. I told them I couldn't get too close, so I think they're on their own. Saw a blue van driving around too. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah. Is plutonium in high demand with this whole Corona thing, or no?
Lots I've heard of, but apparently this guy's a doctor, so it's got to be legit, right?
Okay, got it. Excellent. Well, awesome. So this is episode 2, and in our first episode, we talked about necessary adjustments, and we're going to kind of continue that conversation. So, and I think what we're seeing now, hopefully everyone, I know I've had my freak out moment. I've had my time to go in the closet and cry and scream a little bit, and I've come back down to earth. Hopefully everyone else has done the same. Matt, I want to ask you this. We, amongst ourselves, like we had to kind of come up with our own plan for what are we going to do right now in terms of marketing, because we kind of had to maybe set aside our normal marketing plan and come up with something for right now. And so you've done that for us. We've kind of got a 5-step approach that we're going to share with everyone here, and take people through that. So if you would, I want to ask you a little bit here about step 1. And what you have for step 1 was dance with the one who brung you. That's near and dear to my heart, because we've been in business for 20 years, and we have I think our average client relationship is probably 7 years. And so that's important to us.
Yeah. So step 1, I mean, this whole season right now in this crisis is really about helping people. And the people that you're most likely going to be able to help are the people that are already in your circle, the people you already have relationships, which means your customers. They already know you. You know them the best. You know what you're going to be able to provide and offer them that's actually going to help. So that's where you want to start. Not only are you going to do more good by starting there with kind of what's already in your path, but we've all got bills to pay. We've got employees to pay, and the people who have already bought from you, while no one's buying right now, they are going to be the most likely to buy anything from you right now. So it's kind of, it's good for them because you know what they need, and you're likely going to be able to step in and provide some value. And it's good for you because they're the most likely who are going to actually keep the cash flow going during this time.
You've got step 2 here: get outside the box and find a way to keep selling. Talk about that for a minute.
Yeah. So this is, if you've already kind of reached out to your customers through email, social media, whatever way you can, it's time to, look at a broader audience, and how can you kind of take that next step out and look at a larger group of people, and how can you help them? And, a good example of this is restaurants. They have been forced. They can no longer do business as usual. People can't come sit down in their place and eat. So they're doing curbside pickup. They're doing delivery, things that they've never done before, a lot of them. And I'm sure it was uncomfortable. So as a business, you need to be looking at yourself and making those same, uncomfortable changes that are really going to allow you to keep going. And the best way to come up with an idea to do that is by going back to your customer avatars. Really diving back into knowing exactly who your customer is, what their goals, what their objectives are, and looking at those avatars through the lens of this crisis and trying to think, okay, so I know what this person's life looks like on a day-to-day basis, but what does it look like right now? And what can I offer? What are we capable of offering to help them during this time? We have, if you've never done one of those, we have customer avatar worksheets that you can download. We're also doing a workshop in your PJs right now to kind of help people walk through that process and discover what those offers could be for their business. So if you're interested in that, we'll have a link somewhere around where you're watching.
That's great. I think something else that's happening right now during this is that it's uncovering and bringing some things into the light that we wish we had been doing, or like that we wish that we had.
Yeah.
And one of them, and that reminds me here, or is reminiscent of what you've got as step 3, which is build your list.
Yep.
I think some people are saying, I do have maybe this thing that I could do, but I sure wish I had more email addresses of current customers or previous customers, or just people that I could reach out to.
Yeah, it's the truth. And during this time, some businesses are going to be able to sell some things, and some people just just legally and safely cannot sell right now. And regardless of which boat that you're in, it is a really good opportunity to expand your audience, so that when the cloud parts, when people, get back outside and open up their wallets again, you should have a way to get back in front of them, and they should be able to recognize you because you've helped them in some way. And part of that is building your email list, right? Wouldn't you love it when this is over to have a big list of people who you've had some contact with during this time that you can go out and email, who might be ready to buy? Wouldn't that be a great thing? So yeah, that is step 3, is building that list. And the way that we do that is by, if you already have a piece of really high value content that you can put behind a form, that's great. If not, is there something you can develop? And the idea here is it needs to hurt a little bit to give away. It needs to be that good, right? It's too good to really just blast out there publicly, and you almost feel like you should be charging for it, but you're not going to charge for it. You're going to give it away in exchange for an email address.
I think that kind of leads into kind of your step 4 here, which is be a resource for knowledge, hope, or entertainment.
Yeah, and this is really the biggie. A lot of people are going to be intimidated and not be able to create that high value resource to build their email list. I get it. That's kind of hard to do unless you're like a real content person. But what you can do is what we're doing right now. Help people by creating as much content as possible. Write articles, make videos, go help the community and then tell people about it. Any way that you can to share what you know with people who could use it. That's what you need to be doing. If you have the capability, entertain them because they're bored, right? I think internet usage is up, I don't know, somewhere around 40% or something like that. And the stat that I found is that where people are usually spending, I don't know, it was like an hour, couple hours a night on weeknights at home on their devices on the internet. Now it's like 10 hours a day. So obviously people are spending a lot more time right now. They're looking for information. They're bored. They're looking for entertained. And you want to be the one that's there when they're there for those things. Not only because they might remember you and you have a warmer audience to reach out later that you could sell to. You're obviously helping them, which is just a great thing. Human points, right? But also because you're able to build your audiences to retarget later. And you're able to segment them. Like if you create a very content on a very specific topic, you know what they might be interested in purchasing later. So building those audiences, pixeling them when they read your articles, pixeling them or creating audiences when they watch your videos. Those are all going to be very important later. This time is about audience expansion, not maximizing your revenue. But you can maximize your revenue later if you do a good job expanding that audience now. So yeah, that's step 4.
It is. And step 5, the last thing here, don't stop promoting.
Yeah. So kind of going hand in hand with everybody spending more time on their devices is that there's so much ad inventory right now that it's very cheap to advertise. And I know people are scared to spend money because they don't know when they're going to get more, but the ground is there to take right now. Your competitors are probably backing down and it's cheap to do. And so if there was ever a time to take advantage of that, it's right now. If you're in a position to do that, you need to be doing it.
That's great. Well, Matt, thanks for sharing that. That's our playbook. That's what we are doing actively right now. And as part of that, we have our PJ workshop of rethinking your offer. So, that's something where folks can take advantage of if they don't know how to do some of those things. If they don't quite understand their persona or avatar, and they don't know what would be an appropriate kind of offer right now, now's the time to work through that and see how it fits into the bigger picture of what this looks like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months from now, when we're kind of coming out of this and the wallets are opening again and the skies are parting and we're all able to have business as usual. So great stuff, Matt. I appreciate you sharing. And if anyone wants to have a conversation with us with that PJ workshop, they can certainly find that on our website, and we would be more than happy to jump in if we can help shed a little light and point you in the right direction.